Hello. Yes, I'm back with more, well, trying to run a country as it all falls apart. I was going to say 2 different billionaires have already tried to bribe me and I said no both times. Oh, you know, and my celebration of being elected was interrupted by gunfire. So, off to a pretty good start, I'd say. Hello, Elsie Stark. Big... Oh, is that Al or AI? I will get told in a second, I get the feeling. And Goody. And, oh, we've got some news. Alright, the business is alive and well. Oh yeah, and the radicals not happy about me bailing out the businesses. Oh, and the economy is just danger. That's not reassuring at all. Okay. I think the start of the game is like there, so it's not ideal. Okay, what horrendously tricky choice have we got now? Funeral. Ah, okay. Decision to attend the funeral of the guy who was shot. Death of Bernard Sagaris has shocked the country, and the funeral will be held in Deer among a large crowd of sympathisers from not only communist party, but also an elected MP. State funeral has been organised. The question whether the president will attend. Yes, we will. Dark clouds were looming over Dare. It looked daunting as our convoy started approaching the century-old cemetery. Looked like it was going to rain, certainly fitting weather for a funeral. As expected, his passing maintains me attraction. All of Sordom was paying attention to the ceremony, especially to what I would say in my speech today. So we've arrived. Raindrops were raining down the car window and surged, opened my door and held an umbrella over my head. As soon as I got out, flashes from the cameras blinded me. Thank you. My duty, sir. Suddenly started finding me while holding the umbrella. Peter and Carl exit from their own cars and their convoy. Just informed that the perimeter is cleared and secured completely. There is no one getting in or out without our knowledge. Jeez, I hope so. If you want something similar happen again, you better be right. Say good work. But if this happens again, I'm changing my tune. I'll bow his head with respect. Anything that happened to Anton, you'll have to answer to the First Lady. Trust me, Carl, you don't want that. Peter let out a laugh which drew some attention from bereaved attendees. Maybe, just lower your voice a bit. You're right, so. Started to rain. Several unintelligible voices were heard from Carl's radio. He stepped out to reply. We have a... What small problem? A few, 5 to be exact, Red Youth members are here to attend the funeral. They apparently said they wish to pay their respects. Should we let them in? Do you think they pose a security threat? No, they are thoroughly searched. Looks like they really are here to attend the funeral. Keep an eye on them, yeah. Let's head over, they're about to start. We walked towards the crowd, circle around the grave. Everyone in tents was wearing black in mourning. The rain started pouring heavily. Bernard's widow and Dora in the front row, staring at the coffin, a mixture of disbelief, confusion, above all, a cold, unforgiving sadness. No. Both their eyes were very red and swollen from weeping. Before taking my place to observe the ceremony, I gave my condolences to Bernard's wife and his daughter. Looked at me. She reminded me of Tiana. Alright, mate. When religious ceremony was done, I was invited by the priest to deliver my speech. I took the podium. I felt like I had a lump in my throat. I couldn't get the door's eyes out of my head. Today we're mourning Bernard Segas, father, husband, loyal servant of this country. Toward the back of the crowd, I spotted the members of the Red Youth wearing red shirts and black bands of mourning on their arms. They seemed ruly. Chat is broken? What? How does that happen? Great, yeah, hang on. Okay, yeah, everything in, like, before saying chat is broken after Goaty, I saw nothing. Or he's just been quiet. It could be both. So he's working as usual. I was worried for a moment. I've never seen... Obviously, I know unruly is a word, but I've never seen just ruly used. Complete science of sound of raindrops. Okay. So, it's a great loss for all of us. I can test. I disagree with him almost entirely, but doesn't mean he deserved this. Regardless of these ideas, this is a heinous act. He was a true comrade. Regardless of the idea, this was a heinous act made towards... Yeah, I like that one. Interpret this attack against Solden by extension to me personally. Injury of Unified Solden. Yeah, we'll make sure this never happens again. Now, so we can go for full revenge, let's mourn the passing. Hatred against hatred, as everyone becomes this vicious cycle, we must unite against evil. Yeah. Thank you. Simultaneously started clapping, some crying. Coffin was lowered to the grave by the gravekeepers. After a couple of minutes, he was with the soil. No more. Just step down from the podium. Don't want to make it all about me. We're thanking with soft fit voice before we disperse. On my way back to the car, I still couldn't get the eyes of Bernard's daughter nor the faltering voice of his wife out of my hand. Would Deanna and Mike and Frank look the same way if something happened to me? Oh no! Peter put his hand on my shoulder. It's a good speech. Sensed only respect. Yeah, thank you, I mean it. Time to go. What to do? Right, we had work to do, so much more to do, yeah. Whereas the rain had stopped and I looked up. Black clouds slowly dispersed and sunbeams enlightened our surroundings. Convenient timing. As someone said, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. Hope was still on the horizon. Now, what's the news' reaction going to be to this? President stands together with Red Youth. Yes, that's totally... President Rain drew criticism when he agreed to attend the funeral. Our decision was not to tell the audience the fact that Rain is giving support to no member of Red Youth is unusual. Seen with a group of members. The Nationalist Source Creator heavily criticised the president's move, which will surely continue among the conservative wing of the party. Oh, what? Never would solve thought his paper with by somebody who stands together with a communist. Wow, they are not pulling any punches. And this one is just President attends funeral. Radical, thousands attend funeral. President Rain among thousands who attend. It's a positive indicator, gives hope. Take my fun of you for lynching culture. Briefing on the current diplomatic situation. Okay, what have we got? Oh, we're back at the fancy mansion by the seaside. David... I can't stop calling him Whiskey. It's just... Jenny made his way towards my desk. I sit down, Mr. President, of course. Anyways, there's so much ahead of us. Or it's all going to collapse into a giant fireball. He slowly sat down, taking care not to aggravate the arthritis in his knees. He'd always had an air of gravitas about him, and old age don't serve to deepen that. Sam himself regarded me with delight, his blue eyes sparkling. What is he planning? Look at you, Anton, the 4th president of Sordon. What a privilege for him. Wait, wasn't he one of... Oh, right, his father was the founder of the Republic. Do you remember the first... Oh yeah, took his class, I thought so. Artie, I'd say I'm trying to be a nice bloke, although I don't know how long that's going to last. I pretty clearly told the two people trying to bribe me to get lost. I think currently it's very much the play thing's nice, but if that doesn't work, we might have to be a bit more aggressive. So the inexplicable ebb and flow of life is less here. The position where it can change the course of history. Everything happens for a reason. It's an opportunity to shape the future. We got a little lucky. This has been nice, diplomatic, and honest. I mean, you say that my first massive building project was to make me look good instead of helping the economy. Not sure. I mean, we did get a little lucky considering the whole many coups and me getting beaten up by the police and all that. Work surely contributed. Everyone made sacrifice on some level. So I had to present you with the latest bill I'm working on. The TCPA. Who is this? I'm guessing it's tourism of something. Something. It's tended to be an initiative that may significantly boost our tourism and culture industry. Untapped value helps promote our position internationally. I'm convinced to help improve our economic conditions after discussions with Holland Manger. G&A faction is supportive too. I really shouldn't have worked overtime hours to get bummed, but I really care for the position and value of our cult. Who's about to interrupt? He started coughing again, this time for... uh-oh. He just said he was working overtime, and the rule of any piece of media is that if someone coughs, they're pretty much dying immediately. Yeah, would you like a drink? Oh yes, please. Team water sounds nice. Thank you very much. Smiled. We've got 2 cups of tea on a glass of water and place on the table. So being around like a politician, you have to be honest too. Seems to remember how much I like tea. Now it really does wonders for my throat. Yep, he's gonna suddenly die. Not necessarily immediately, but you definitely won't see him again. One is going to be replaced by some random upstart. So yeah, ask how Nice is. Waiting for the power corrupts arc. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if it all starts going horribly wrong. She has spending time with Molly makes me happy, still much ahead of her in life. Someone's with Cash and I had children, but that ship sailed a long time ago. Oh. How's everything? So we're slowly starting to get used. Monica's retaining our fighting rights. I mean, 3 is certainly true. 2, yeah. I mean, that one sounds... Yeah, the routine is a bit weird. Especially with the whole gunfire kind of interrupting it. Time passes, there isn't more. Family's the most important thing in life. We must take care of them. Door open, Yusuf... it's just easier to call him Harkonnen. And Lucian joined us for the briefing as the tall case clock hit the hour mark. Peter Haver was missing. I wonder if it was late for all the drinking he did at the party in Lackhaven. Oh. Great. This could be an issue. We'll talk more later, President Rain. Welcome, everyone. How was your travel in Lackhaven? Little bumpy due to some turbulence, arrived by a military cargo plane, landed at the international airport. The train was a little slow, but I still recommend it. For the beautiful landscape. Oh, and he was working on a couple of things during the ride. As long as he didn't leave any important documents behind. Since Mr. Vector isn't going to be coming today, I think we're ready to start. I'm just waiting for him to turn up. Like, partway through, like, sprinting through the doors. Start providing a brief overview of our current status with our neighbours. So we've got Agnolia, Valgsland, and Wellen. Yes, I can exit the conversation. So we've got, Lesbia, Wellen, and Agnolia. And then Rumburg, who don't like me. Yes, sure, Agnolia first, the one to the northeast. Our brotherly nation to the east, they're still diplomatically non-aligned, probably has one of the most democratic systems between our neighbours. Oh, well, they show it on the map anyway. Economic stagnation is away from them, primarily due to the heavy reliance on foreign investment from us. Oh, hang on. Is this an opportunity to maybe move them a bit closer to our influence? It's sounding like. Norway is the most friendly neighbour. We've been allies the longest time after Rumburg annexed Dome. This fact needs to be part of the equation. Unsurprisingly, acknowledging Prime Minister Martin van Houten. Yeah. Houten. I'm not sure. Expecting better grace from new fairer trade deal. Oh right, of course, he got elected. He was immediately complaining about how unfair the trade deal was. Think about his requests. More concept of trade deal sounds beneficial. Should maintain existing. We'll think about it. It's nothing set in stone yet. We could secure them as allies if we make concessions in a new agreement. Rumburg is our common threat. It's true. But I did kind of campaign on a platform of defense and neutrality, which doesn't quite match that. Additionally, the latest numbers indicate that currently 1 million Agno-Sword citizens live in the Agno region of Swordland. Ah, right, so they're living over here, presumably, and they probably wouldn't be too happy if we were squeezing them. Which creates a link between foreign policy and our internal affairs. People have suffered socio-economically, which led to them crime. Additional relaxed immigration policy was one of Agnolia's main requests, which is unacceptable. Most of the migrants in our country haven't assimilated to culture anymore, won't help. I mean, that was one of the things about being skeptical, potentially. So say I'm skeptical for the moment. With all the chaos that's currently happening. You should be, we've already witnessed several society-shifting waves of migration. Which remember the promise to tighten immigration laws and election campaign, yeah. Okay, let's go well on that. Tumultuous in the south as always. It's expanding its powers among protests from the people. It's quite positive about normalization of relationship. Oh, he's also purged the communists. We'll be warming up to international aid. Want to help? We must not treat refugees like we did in the 30s. So trade agreement with them will improve stability. Why help such a disorganized state? They paid enough for housing millions of refugees during the Civil War. I mean, the trade agreement does sound useful, potentially. There will be many bargaining chips discussed, but Wellington could be a new partner in the region. The main goal should be to avoid a refugee crisis like the late 20s. Yeah, basically everyone made a run for it. One of the demands of President Smike was to tighten our immigration laws so political refugees don't escape to us. Recent purge have pushed many Brutish to flee. It's definitely troubling. Gumran outpost of regains importance to this. I'm sure to remember that winter at the border outpost. Oh right, yeah, the one where I let them through. Wait, by him? Oh, he was right. I do remember that winter. I remember how cold it was when I let the refugees slip through. I was discharged of my duty result by Harkonnen himself, spending the rest of my service cleaning toilets and sleeping in a cell. In fact, there have been a similar refugee situation in the past. Even Mr. President himself chose to disobey direct orders from his commanding officer at that time. Yes, I did. I think the, honest and nice is starting to get a bit muddy. Oh, here we go. I was young and made a mistake. Past is past. I did what was right, and you made me sleep in a prison cell. I will never forget. I will have my revenge. Which is ironic considering he's the guy who's more on my side compared to the other guy in charge of the army. Ugh. Just say past is past. It's complicated. I opened his mouth to say something, but David cut in. Focus should be on the current maze. The minority is very large inside Welland too, which is a factor. It's a national interest to prevent the formation of a failed state in our border. Has been increasingly aligned itself towards a communist alliance. Okay, so what about Valgsland? Because of old across the... Oh wait, across the sea? Where? Oh, over here, okay. Yep, all the way over there. Socialist Republic aligned with the communist superpower. They're an important regional player. Oh yeah, there. This is the most significant sea power in almost all of Mercopia. It is the only country that can rival the superpowers with their navy. In hostile relation with them after several wars in the 19th century. Oh, so it's fake England. Pretty much. Recent relationship has warmed thanks to Emmerich. You. As a result, diplomatic talks may connect in the future. And a reduction in repression. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so it's fair about the Red 5 Conrad. Breaking the ice could be good. We shouldn't take any... I mean, we were kind of on a neutrality thing. Yeah, we shouldn't... We started taking sides. Could lead to us being squeezed between the two with no protection. It's a potential situation. True. And I can't just fund the increased budget for everyone. Haven't been good staying with us for the past 200 years. Recently also joined the Communist Security Pact, subjugating themselves. So that territorial issue been flowing up between Agnon and Valgsland because of the... Oh, this island. Is it? George Navy is very concerned with the volatile situation. Lucian looks slightly worried. 14 billions of storage run worth of cargo is transported close to the maritime borders. This causes significant risk to our imports and exports. In the case of a deterioration in relations. Yeah, this... I mean, literally billions of cargo. Yeah, that's... The Strait is of very high strategic value. The Navy's keeping an eye on the situation from a distance, right? Actively monitoring the secret cargo ships. For now, there is no immediate threat. We don't know what can happen in the future. So let's move on. Two important neighboring countries remain: Lesbia and Rumburg. Rumburg's the big scary one, so we'll ask about them last. Southern neighbors align itself more and more with Arcasia. That was... yeah, Constitutional Republic. Led by Alvarez. The jewel of the continent, the second largest economy in eastern Mercopia. Though wealthy, they suffer from excessive economic inequality. Past relations have been great, but during the decade their investments dwindled due to our instability. Yeah, so we weren't profitable enough. Allying with the richest regional nation could be beneficial. They're a sleeping giant, we should not wake them. They keep turning a blind towards the region, thinking that they're above it all. I mean... it sounds like they do sound quite powerful. Yeah, we should try not to wake them. Sure, we are a powerful nation, despite they don't tend to be on the region, haven't for a long time with the exception of Wellen. Yeah, let's not antagonize them. Certain recession has a lot to do with their retractor investments. Once they see that money's in the picture, they vanish rather quickly because they're capitalists. Shown a selfish attitude during the Civil War by closing their borders and funneling refugees. Oh, they were sending them all to us instead. You can clear his throat. Our values are too different, or the capitalism is inspirational. I mean... our values are too different. Lesbians for a long time benefited from us through our old tariffs. They are after exploitation. Hundreds of very privileged oligarchs who invest inside and outside of Lesbia. Some make significant business investments. Okay, and what about Rumburg? The people who hate everyone and want to invade them. Basically. Constitution monarchy led by Queen Beatrice Livingston. High advised caution, calculated action. Our military must be prepared. I mean, yeah, they have overwhelming military strength compared to us. They strongly have the motivation as well as the means to damage us. We shouldn't give them any reasons to pursue aggression. Yeah, we probably don't want them walking over us, though. I'll take your advice. Is always to be a rogue-like state. Yeah. Yeah, we must prevent them from interfering in our affairs. Showing similar behavior to the neighboring country before, but we must be cautious. While Thornburg openly denies such claims, their past and current actions make clear they want to destabilize us. The weapons cache found by intelligence agency clearly shows what their goals are. Although there was some discussion about whether that was actually done by then. Okay, so we can go... It's a top priority, or the threat is far too overblown. I mean, considering they'd literally taken over another country not that long ago, and the movements of troops around the border is certainly worrying. It's a top priority. Always in dialogue with our ambassador. Oh yeah, especially with the whole withdrawing their embassy as well. We could use their aggressive attitude against them by convincing the international community. Using grab the Lackhaven Times newspaper put his finger on the article about the latest diplomatic incident. The abrupt announcement about the closure of the Rumburg consulate is yet another step in escalation. Okay, this covers the overview. We'll move on to our trade choice in response to Rumburg's diplomatic escalation. Sun began to set over the hills. Jeez, this conversation must have taken hours. Okay. Peter arrived late. He's finally turned up. He looked a little rougher than usual. Must have been the drinking from last night. Hey there, folks. Excuse my delay. I'm sure I didn't miss anything we didn't already know. We're meant to be professional, man. You're still supposed to be part of this meeting an hour ago, yeah. I'm sure it is important. Yeah, we are doing serious. Oh, so I can just lie and cover for Peter and say he was assigned a task for me. Don't comment, or, you know, have a point. Yeah, we're meant to be a professional outfit here. Excuse me, it won't happen again. Good. Therefore, David moved away from the subject. As president part of the trade delegation, it would be great to have his input. Yep, so they announced the closure of the consulate. Blamed the lack of security due to the assassination. Subsequent protest was always there making excuses. First they close the consulate, then they blame our security. Playing security under control. Yeah, I mean, the concerns could be genuine, yeah. The security is a problem, but the reaction is unnecessary. Agreed, other diplomatic missions work with our security to increase the protection. Neglect of Alfonso and the chaos elections delayed our diplomatic efforts. No, 2 diplomatic missions left in Sword, and 1 is in Daring, the other is in Sword. Accustomed to the usual, Rumburg is far more serious. I must display strength. They're bluffing. I don't think they're bluffing. Yeah, this is serious. Climbing fire, look at what the Welland destabilization done to the Reedland. Storm breaking apart would tear Macopia apart. The entire crew have never seen our Rumburg erased stuff. As much previous low point was the annexation of Dome. Yeah, they took like a chunk off Agnolia, basically. Distract you with a coughing old man when it's your friend that is really dying. So, Lancet was furious. He barely kept himself from slamming the desk. There are worrying developments like the smuggled islands that build up near the border. Our military must be buffed up. We either respond to this aggressive act with a diplomatic condemnation or retaliate by closing our consulate. Ooh. Once an escalation would be risky this early in our presidency, we should focus on creating a negative image. Ah, yes, so instead of escalating it, we can just badmouth them instead. People of Solon must protect them at a cost. I say we respond equally. Okay, so we can retaliate, or we can, yeah, fire up the propaganda machine, as Cody said. I mean, they have overwhelming military might compared to us. I think we probably need to fix that first before we start really pushing them. Yeah, we will condemn them. See, Mr. President should begin by meeting informing the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Swinging international stage is key and long term. Wish we had reacted more strongly. Don't confront them, they'll keep escalating. Yes, that's giving us time to get the military going. On the other hand, glad that we're taking a more cautious road. 3 trade-related topics to address. Okay. So we've got the trade negotiations with Agnolia and the Kingdom of Rizia. Let's go with the ongoing trade negotiations that Agnolia's leader was unhappy about. primary goal to be successfully sign at least one trade agreement with one of our smaller neighbours. Two options. Start union negotiations with the old partner Magnolia. It does not say Magnolia. I'm on a roll so far. Agnolia to the northeast, for new cooperation with Welland to the west. Tell me about Agnolia. First off, the reason behind this option is more diplomatic and economic, though of course we can't forego the economic value. Agnolia is an old ally and valuable trade partner. Where we're at with our negotiations around the steel trade, the demand that we buy their steel for a higher price. That might be a problem with our economy literally in danger. It's because they think the deal is far too unbalanced as it is. Second main demand is privileged access to our agricultural market. If we fulfill demands, we turn they're offering a full alliance with Swordsland against Rumburg. I mean, their army isn't that impressive either, is it? They are... yeah, their military is weak even compared to us. Like, Rumburg is... yeah, overwhelming military compared to us. Agnolia is weak compared to us. That's... a worry. It sounds more like they're going to be a speed bump than a deterrent. Looking at the current advances of Rumburg near our borders, having a coalition would prove extremely useful. Obviously there will be consequences. The issue is around, oh right, that island between Valsland and Agnolia. There's clear intention in taking over the island. Entering military alliance will make them furious. I say my support for the decision to stick to our old ally, even though I disagree with their demand. We've cooperated with them on many issues in the past. Obviously subjects that we would still need to tackle, like economies of trade, and what to do with immigration. Opinion is that it's a good deal, we should go for it. New prime is trying to improve the existing relationship. The downside is we need to make concessions. Great, so it's... this is an interesting position to be in. I mean, Valsland's not going to be a problem. It's about sense that they've basically got like the biggest navy in the area. But equally, Rumburg's always there, but then how much is Agnolia actually going to help? Yeah, we'll see. We can't position ourselves against Valsland. We've got enough problems with Rumburg already. Certainly a valid reason. Decide that Agnolia is a good option. Other points that they have a very democratic system. After recent elections, the PM has a mandate trying to fair deal with us. Also an avid supporter of relaxed immigration, which... since we said we'll tie in immigration, he might be reluctant. I mean, do you think this deal may be dead in the water? Saying the highway construction plays a part too. Guys, if we're going to increase our regional influence pretty those we might need to make amends. Our decision will be up to you. We might have a look at what Wayland has to offer instead. Doing a fractured country as part of the natives, although it will be lucrative in the short term, there are risks associated dealing with such a country. Proposing co-investment projects and no tariff agreement, also offering oil in return for attracting foreign capital interests. Oh, did someone say oil? It's possible there will be international ramifications. All in all, this is a very lucrative deal for us. We need to think of the consequences, though. So don't support the decision to become friendly with Wayland. We carried their burdens for decades. The migrants flood our country, now they're expecting a deal from us. Taking influence could prove useful. Yes, it's risky to think our influence in an undeveloped region. We could also sell more products into their market easily. If the opinion is simply too risky, yes, we would gain resources to meet Cal. We're afraid of the consequences. I mean, our economy is sort of in the bin at the moment, and we need to get that fixed. Yeah, the return is too lucrative, I think. Violent crisis was one of the reasons behind the destabilization of someone. I'd like to point that was due to Wayland. It's true. Talking immigration is a known isolationist. Promise to tighten our immigration policy will likely increase the likelihood of the deal. Personally, like the idea. Oh, so everyone else seems opposed to this idea. Oh, except for Peter. Since we did not promise to align with neither East nor West, it's very likely their concerns will be more around the deal itself. Neutrality strategy might ease attention to Rumburg since their primary concerns are strengthening superpower blocks. Last handful of monarchies reactive against the influence of capitalism, millennialism. To consider the efforts of our economic doctrine plan. Factoring towards a market economy will have an influence. Good negotiators optimize the interest which makes the differences between trivial and both sides reach a deal. Very true, we have a lot of time to prepare for the scheduled visits. Brief? This is not a brief overview, jeez. Trade delegation will work towards the end of the year. We expect final negotiations signings happen next year. And he's looking forward to partying. And Yusuf is not impressed. Right, so what about Kingdom of Razia? You over there. The centralized constitutional monarchy led by King Romus Taurus. Developed nation build considerable influence. Sign vital trade agreements. Oh, it's the previous ruler. Attempts at further cooperation stalled out due to the king's blood ties to Rumburg. Actually, I'm curious as to how do my neighbours feel about Razia. Some tension. Oh, it's been heading towards a boiling point. Oh, and Wellens have also struggled with the BFFs. They were long suspected to be armed by King Romus' in-laws in Rumburg. The relationship between Riz and Wellens is more complex than that, but closely aligned on Valeria's until Rumburg enters the play. Anytime Rumburg enters the play, crap, it's the fan. Politics are a complexity of another caliber. Yes, they are. Job is to make sense of it. It's a privilege I enjoy. Smolak also makes sense of things with certain substances. Unbefitting a national leader, if true. At least she knocked on the table. We should be more concerned with appear to interject and reach in his pocket. Actually, a friend of Gus called Rusty, sure, gifted me this beautiful piece of Rizian gold coin and said it helps you find love. What's this got to do with the whole geopolitical situation? So polished that it caught reflected in the line room. Pollution was clearly frustrated. Yeah, let's move on. This is really not relevant. As you wish. Thank you. Let's discuss the deal potential once on the table. There's no clear offer yet. Interest clearly seems to be more control of the gas produced and sold in Sorland. There's a recent tension on the coast of Pales. Alright, that was just east of Rizia. Just imagine working on the details to get more concrete headline terms. The gas field in the Narble region. Gus has ties with the people in that corporation. Oh, Alfonso's still chairman. Private corporation, in fact, limits our control over any foreign investment. Energy Protection Act specifically limits the purchases of Source energy company shares by foreign nations to 10%. Okay, so you can't just walk in and buy it all. Alfonso adjusted this law, increased it to 20%. Anything above that requires to change the Energy Protection Act. He will hold most of cards in his hands still. Great, so I've got the ex-president, who I basically diplomatically told to step down because he's doing a rubbish job. And he's still in control of the company. And probably doesn't like me very much. I remember campaigning good that we handled this diplomatically. I see a strong case for regulation is a private. I mean, we did handle the transfer of power diplomatically, you know. I didn't go and say he was rubbish on television. Yeah, so many people in the party approached me and praised our course of action. They thought the USP was fraction enough and didn't need further attention. I wouldn't be surprised if Alfonso would be more willing to concede. I'd still be wary of his and Mr. Manger's intentions. Gus. Diplomacy is the way 99% of the time, and the other 1% is Rumburg. My diplomatic channels can tell that Lesbia is still very interested in Saudis petrol, whereas Rumburg wants more gas resources. Sovereign nation must protect our resource and energy independence as part of our national security. Yeah, we should protect our energy independence, but we don't know the specifics yet. corporation, though I'm most surprised the government we have little control over it. If Rizzi wants to buy more than 20% of shares, the government can step in to make changes. Yeah, Alfonso probably won't like that, though. Scenario in which they might invest within the EPA limitations. They never revealed much about their involvement. I always had the feeling that Alfonso's crew was more linked to Gassam than they seemed. If information CEO that replaced Alfonso as a loyalist, Alfonso is still the chairman, the de facto key figure. Mikhail, Avon, and Gus have shares in the company and preside over the board. The shareholders' links raise questions regarding Alfonso, and yeah, it does a little bit. Suspect the corporation is doing too well and they're seeking investments, which knows but also needs more jobs and growth. Any further comments? When so, no one step forward. Summarizes all we know. What are your thoughts? Yeah, we'll have to hear from Gus. One thing Gus is good at is making deals. Assist in analysing the political implications. Thank you. Fascinating communication with the Council of Foreign Affairs already. That concludes our meeting. See you later, gentlemen. Leave then. The action plan officially began, and we've committed to absolutely nothing. Although, I get the feeling I'm going to have to start making some even tougher choices soon. Okay, what have we got? Criticizes workers' rights bill. Energy protection repeal process begins. Oh, Richter wants to get rid of it. Emergency in Enrica. Emergency powers. Fanzo Foundation, a beacon of charity. Going for an open market. In the EPA. Skip from work up. Unrest continues. Welfare issues. We need democracy. Tensions escalate. Svolin condemns closure. Oh yeah, because there's not just direct Rumburg, but all surrounding countries. Oh, and then we've got a bunch of... what have we got? Oh, people are protesting against Gassam. They set up a picket line in the city. Young sword member claimed links to the government. Claimed that he has connection to local government. We've been investigating the truth of his claims. We're not able to find any further leads. Oh, great. Who's going to be the secret conspirator inside the party? About comprehensive Ayotake plan? Colossal infrastructure scheme aimed at revolutionizing Rika's infrastructure and education centers. Man, it's 150 billion KS. Jeez. Not messing around. And the highway is only 25% done. What did we get? Briefing results from Reform Committee. Oh, the bill has been passed. I have to decide whether to veto or not. Grant Nash, read the report first. Paying the Green Bill with focus on promoting sustainable energy industry practices. Section 1 proposes stricter regulation on industrial pollution. Just hefty fines for non-compliance. Ooh, is our economy in a position to afford that? Read this point. Okay, yeah, the one that restricts ownership to 20%. Been a topic of debate. Led to the maroon pass for final approval. Okay, the bill has been passed, and we get the veto or sign option. Tourism and Cultural Preservation Act. Establish Sword as a global tourist destination. Cultural preservation of these cities. Processes of restoration and preservation of key historical landmarks. Further commits to safeguarding around the caves of Antera and the vineyards of Boren. I mean, we do have a little bit of money at the moment. Sure. Watch that be a catastrophic mistake. Tourism industry booming nationwide. That's what I like to hear. There's a nationwide boom in tourism. It's right, cool. Tourism Culture Preservation Act signed. I like how I sign it into law and instantly the tourism is booming. Like, that's impressive. I mean, obviously the turns are probably like in 3 or 6 months or some undefined period. Step towards progress. Okay, it seems like most people are happy. Briefing on the results from the Reform Committee. Can we know to the meeting before anybody showed up? Oh, right, the new constitution that we've got to get an even bigger majority than we currently have. And we wait for everyone to show up. So become the most significant expectation of my government will be changing Seoul's constitution of 29, which hasn't been changed in 24 years. Most people nowadays blame the constitution for the outstanding problems. On the other hand, the reformists are getting louder. I need to do something about this encroaching chaos before it swallowed me. Lucian Perrin now to be leading the committee to prepare an initial draft. Ah, it's Lucian. Good afternoon. Not exactly on the hour mark. His punctuality can always be described as obsessive. Are you waiting by that door to come at the exact right second? I don't think it's good afternoon. Took us in the table and took out a bunch of documents. Be in the meeting as soon as Miss Morgner and alright, the Justice what are they? Minister of Justice and Law and the Vice President arrive. How does it look? Situation is quite complicated, I'm sure we'll make it work. Go over the details. Peter and Neil arrived. Short chat, everyone sat down and took out their notes. I knew it was going to be a long meeting. A lot to talk about. Let's take the points of condition. Meetings were already through when we started working on the constitutional draft together with the reforms. And there's going to be some sticking points, isn't there? They demanded a little too much, but we've had success with Richter to create a realistic draft that could potentially go through the Supreme Court, which we've got to get 6 out of 11. A little they demand to rewrite the whole Constitution. Richter's deputy suggested removing the term sword from the Constitution. I also didn't like their theatrics. The requests were definitely not outrageous, they were just not realistic. Nevertheless, thank you for your convincing arguments. We seem to reach common ground already. If we reach agreement, we'll be very strong in the Assembly to propose the change. I mean, the Supreme Court is honestly the more of a worry, considering with the current spread, we would, assuming the old guard vote against, we need all 6 of the others to pass. And that previous attempts to change the Constitution have run into that exact problem. Biggest obstacle if we pass the 7th Chief Justice would do his best to block our amendments. Yeah, we need at least 6 out of 11, but Hawker has enormous influence. Reach out to the judges in secret. Some of them might be willing to break rank to support us. Oh. All means are to be considered. Let's take it back by the statement. According to the Constitution, I'm a member of the Supreme Court, which means we already have 1 vote. Cool. That's not much of a separation of power. 2 of the judges are friends of mine of similar opinion. Consider them with me, so that's 3. I'm sure. No. I'm not just going to say I'm sure the rest can be. Wow. Who else would be willing to support reforms? I think Judge Edmonds can be persuaded, and extension Dalton and Martin. Well, that makes 6 then. We're really blinded by socialist ideology. Those 3 don't seem working directly with Hawke. If we can get to Edmonds, we might get the 6th vote needed. Okay. Can we get through Assembly? If you get Friction to work with us, the only problem will be uniting our own party. The NFP will never work with us with the whole thing. Assassination. We need the majority of 130 seats to vote in favour with it. Okay, so combined we've got 200 votes. Which is easily enough, but the problem is if our party splits, we've only got, I think we've like 5 people leaving our party, leaves us without a majority. So that could get dicey. Tough to unite US people with all the divisive wings that have formed, you must make them follow you. Yeah, we did it before the elections, we can do it again. Families, reformists will be supporting you. Conservatives will be tough to break. Yeah, how many votes do they currently have? Around 40 seats. There may online people and some of your lawyers might decide to show their true faces too. Ugh. So we need as many of the Conservatives to support us and only one person who's key to make them back us. Gloria Tory, she's well respected, she'll be our biggest obstacle and her demands will be extensive. Also, reasons think she might be in Orso's pocket. Oh. What demands? Get your input first. Start with the first red line. New constitution will fix the loophole regarding the president's absolute veto powers. Even though Mr. Richter put on a whole show about why veto should be completely removed, the committee is only has to agree on fixing the loophole. I guess we're going to limit it, as opposed to me just being able to say no to everything. My suggestion is to add a clause detailing the methods the Assembly may override a veto with some sort of supermajority, one person every other block. That sounds reasonable. Some sort of supermajority. I stand agreeing with Richter, the veto should be removed. Loopholes give the president too much power, they'll not be allowed to dictate negotiations. I mean, I shouldn't just be able to just say no to everything. But then again... I mean, yeah, they can't dictate negotiations. My starting points, I don't think it's up for discussion. Something about judiciary. They want the Supreme Court's right to vote on legislation removed. The other points are unanimously agreed upon. We all know that most of the judges are still his pawns. Constitutional amendments will still be very difficult to accomplish with a form like this. Yeah, we need the court to pass this change. Why would they support this? Most of them won't. We already talked about a very possible agreement with Isabel. They have other major demands. They want to reform the appointment procedures of the ministers. The Assembly should have a say in the formation of the council. Some of the majority of our party also supports. Talk about it. What? Wait, Sol is still a member of the Parliament? I thought he died at some point. Oh wait, he technically retired, I think. Resignation pretty moved to... Yeah, he's currently the only person who holds a title member of Parliament, which gives him total immunity as well as an indefinite right to partake in the... Yeah, that's probably not something we want. That one is a controversial one. Just put it like that. Everything capturing... Reforms expect to be reforms where our faction very not keen on pushing changes are too great. Keeping everything in the middle ground. Yeah, everyone's got valid concerns. Keep working with them, keep you updated. Need to work together. Start reaching out to my connects to make a draft. If there's any input to me, in a few months you'll have the draft on the desk. Another fruit for me. Thanks for the meeting, everyone. Good day. Nature Preservation Foundation protesting against remaining coal industry, a significant contributor to source energy. How's the economy? Oh. It's still going down. It's not good. Not good at all. Incident at President Sol's mansion? Private boat nearing his mansion prompted the Coast Guard to fire warning shots. Despite the initial alarm, he allowed the boat to approach for a brief conversation. Well, they're going to break him out. H3 construction plans. Alright, the highway. Preparatory work has already started. Cool. Gus Mangers doing about ambitious plan. Cooperation with... Oh, the economists want us to cooperate with Rumburg. Radicals are unhappy. And geopolitics talk about stuff I'm really worried about. Oh, here we go. Meeting with the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, who isn't going to like us very much. Administration has been working day and night on the overwhelming amount of issues. I've been sent an avalanche of documents, all which require my signature. After I've signed dozens of them, I close my eyes to relax for a moment. A long day, the immediate turns up. Even though I couldn't wait to leave, Lucian told me that the Chief Justice wanted to speak to me. Yeah, I'm curious as to why he wanted to meet with me. Stay away from the drink. Stretched out my arms, looked out the window. Thousands of shimmering lights in the skyline were mesmerizing. Suddenly heard a knock on the door. It was Lucian. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry I couldn't explain the situation to you in detail. Insisted on seeing you this evening. I do not know what he has to say. We'll probably be about the new constitution. We shouldn't take them lightly. I think, yeah, they're here to test the waters. Probably try to get you on their side. Sure, there were 3 knocks at the door. Checked his watch. Maybe I open the doors. Chief Justice Hawke and Judge Aaron Gassing enter the room. Yeah, strong supporter of Sol, okay. He became infamous for his obstructionist methods against Alfonso and his policies. Hawke is regarded, yeah, the most powerful and divisive figure in Swedish politics. Good evening, Mr. President. Evening. Welcome. Sure, we'll call him gentlemen. So just the sofa, may I? Yeah, let's have a seat. On 2 opposite sofas. In the first couple of months, I've been very well, you know, other than the gunfire and collapsing economy. Yeah, it's been very busy, that's true. I get busier, yet I think you're doing a good job so far. What? The guy who's famous for being obstructionist thinks I'm doing a good job. Where's the catch? Continue what's happening around us with the shootings in the past, the soldiers on our borders, our deep sigh. It's a troubling time. Sharing concerns, so probably know why we're here. You're here to bribe me. Please enlighten us. We know you're working on a new constitution. He's got spies. The Supreme Court does not approve of this. With all due respect, the constitution needs to be updated. I'm sure you're well of the public demand. Is that so? I see you're the one who's not aware of our actual circumstances. You want to make a weaker constitution in the midst of problems from both inside and outside? Even if your proposal passes the Assembly, I would make sure it will not pass the Supreme Court. That much is clear. Oh boy. Yeah, you haven't even seen the proposal yet. Do you think I live under a rock, Mr. President? I know what goes on. Yet, you, Mr. President, seem to be only partially informed about the current situation. Please let's explain the reasons. Yeah, sure, let's hear it. Rejecting the Constitution because it works. It's efficient, gives you authority to lead the nation with... Is this the right case of they want me to keep more power and I'm trying to give myself less power? That sounds kind of fun. There's more important problems and threats. Instead of nitpicking out some paragraph of our Constitution, we have a potential war. Mr. President, I know you're a busy man, so I'll make this quick. You all know that... How does he know about this? The thing about the weapons? Did we publish that as news, or... I think we did. Much of Rumburg poses rhetoric now also intervening in our country. Fights that broke out. We don't see the administration taking the necessary precautions yet. We need more funding for security forces. I mean, it's true that I was considering increasing the budget, but yeah, the court has no jurisdiction. I'm real part of the state, we're all responsible if Sweden failed. Are you also aware the armed separatists have direct connections with the Workers' Party of Bluda? Are they sure about that? They claim otherwise. When claiming they have no ties, most of their workers used to be part of them. The name is friend. It is the Workers' Party. As far as I'm aware, there's no nation called Bluda around here. What? Yeah, what? Get to the point. The only reason non-assembly is because the electoral threshold have gotten quite big, the clearing outside help and the connection to the force can't be denied. And all of a sudden the reformists are trying to decrease the electoral threshold so separatists can be legitimized. You think that's Richter's intention? Not sure why he'd do that. I suspect his intentions are great. What? He's playing a takeover of the whole country. Wish the only issues with the Bluish terrorists in Rumburg. Former suggestion would also bring communists into the assembly. Do you see the pattern yet? What? You're saying the reformists are working for the foreign powers? Haven't you been briefed by your security team? Maybe you should suspect them as... Maybe it's these guys who are actually being... Oh, so they're paranoid about communist and Bluish plots. Clearly planning to weaken the president. Some very important information we have that can change everything. With all due respect, I think it's getting slightly ridiculous. We'll hear them out a little bit longer, but if this keeps going on, we're cutting them off. Richter himself. Oh, great. He has ties with Arcadia? What? How do they figure that? Aggressively growing infants around the world, coming up with these ridiculous demands. They seem to fit perfectly. How would you... Yeah, how do you know this? You know because it's been Arcadia many times because it's been documented. What would you think if I tried to be making hidden flights to the country? What, he was hiding his flights? Spotted a hotel in Arcadia last year with held a conference on economic development in volatile regions. Right around that time he started to influence the masses. The trip was not documented nor was he an official guest. We believe he had a meeting with the president behind closed doors. I also have more photos of him that were taken in Arcadia and different scenes one for a couple months back. None of it is documented. Also to another event in Lesbia last week. Complaints for Foreign Affairs. Yeah, how can these be undocumented? We don't know if his pirate plane would be able to get the information. Hand me a small file containing official documents with high dates showing no trace of Victor's name. Clear photos of him, they're taking the conference, citizens who claim to be seen with businessmen. You can skim through the documents with skepticism, which slowly turned into surprise. These seem to be real. Oh boy. Of course they're real, Mr. Gallant. It seems to suggest Arcadia is behind the reformists. Clear plot against Swordland. I understand the reasons for our cousin snaps. I'm not suspicious about your advisors. We've clearly not given you this vital information. Yeah, we do still need to check, but this is worrying. Contrary use of the President right to use emergency powers, working with the Supreme Court will not block your declaration of emergency. Yeah, you want me to declare an emergency? That'll just make things worse. Might need to suspend parts of the Constitution. Oh. Provides a strong security decree based on Article 57 and 58, which gives the President right to suspend parts of the Constitution to deal with national security threats. You can directly bypass the Assembly. The only thing needs Supreme Court, and you have our word on that. And he does have almost enough votes. Yeah, that is going a bit far. Are we talking private? So everybody's against it. Yeah, So talk with him alone. I like your idea. I won't be cooperating in regards to the situation to be proceeding. This... No, this is too far. Even though you're aware of our national security threats. Making a big mistake, Mr. President, will not allow you to succeed. Okay, yeah, that's enough. Enough. It's a long silence in the room. Seems the President's done with us. Yeah, get out of here. Thank you for having us. Have a good evening. That was not good. They clearly tried to threaten me. Yeah, they pushed me too far. Nice President TFE is being pushed a bit. Yeah, we have to make sure our reforms will pass. So we're doing whatever it takes to damage you. So be careful so many old guards sympathize our party. We'll definitely try. Obviously old guards will be my main rivals in the near future. Hawker Maroon Palace. Chief Justice has been spotted entering the palace. Sources are intrigued by the time of this visit. So-called democratic reform does not frequent the palace unless for official business with certainly an unplanned visit. Trials of Democracy. What have we got now? Got 1 billion more news reports. Recent activities of Red Youth have sent alarm bells ringing. School poisoning? Ugh. Jeez. Rest of the principal where 12 students died after eating a free meal laced with pesticide. Oh wait, I don't know how it ended up in the food. Yeah. Upcoming government budget changes, working union put pressure. Questioning education, rights for women, etc. And it's talking about what other countries are doing. Blame Valsland for the missing fishing vessel. Prime Minister refused to disclose the surviving crew member due to fear of an assassination attempt to cover up their hostility. No. Lack of hospitals. Hospitals are overburdened. Months-long waiting lists for terminally ill patients. Facilities are still largely outdated. Recession hits farmers again. 16% of all wheat is rotting in barns due to a lack of buyers. Jeez. Budget security forces arrest 3 priests. 2 different nudity sanctuaries are finding links to insurgent activities. Found himself invited to join the BFFs by a state-sanctioned priest. Young Nord swords and FP flags burned. Caused tensions to escalate and police disperse them. Communist books burned. Oh. This is not getting any better. Barbecue with Frank, or read the report. Legislative debate. Oh, right, on the repeal of the Energy Protection Act. Yeah, the USP and the NFP aren't happy about it. So I need for someone to protect the strategic industries from foreign control. We held the following month. I would actually have to veto something. What? Okay, barbecue with Frank. Saturday afternoon, my first break from work felt like years. The weather couldn't be more perfect. Trying to keep my mind off the uphill sparked by the circus cessation, I lit the backyard grill. Mike and Jan were out shopping for craft supplies and giving the staff a day off. It's just myself and Frank. I wasn't sure how he felt about me in the moment. I didn't know how he felt about barbecued ribs. I cook had left some marinating. As soon as Frank glimpsed the grill and meat, he stepped outside to join me. Come to spend your quality time with your old man, have you? Sure if you can spare a few minutes. Oh. I'm sorry I haven't been around lately. It's okay, now you got the most stressful job in the country and you got to feed your family on top of it all. Both chuckled at 10 the fire. Here, let me try. Grabbed the fan, started quickly waving over the coals, fired what... Oh, is this going to be an accident? Turns to look at me, grin with his face as if expecting praise. Yeah, sure, good job. Thank you, sir. Is our utmost interest to fulfill our duties with precision. The grilling sound commenced in exactly 1 minute and 32 seconds. Spot-on impersonation of Lucian. We looked at each other for a second and burst out laughing. I realised my throat was parched with a 6-pack of beer in the kitchen. Sure. Yeah, why don't you bring us a couple of beers? I'm in disbelief. I mean, I can, but Mum told me. Uh-oh. What have I done? The wife's not going to be happy. Crack them open, clink the bowls, and gaze at sea scarlet. My thoughts flash back to my child and my own relationship with my own father. Father's a hard-working man, always had a best interest in mind, at least that's what he always said. He had a temper and would lash out at my mother in fights would hear from my bedroom. Times Frank said with sound and smoke. Now, as a president facing more stress than my father ever had, would have to work hard to not take my frustration out of my family. Dad, can I ask you something? Sure. Yeah, we're family, we can ask you. It's just, I feel there's so much you've been hiding from me about your past, about what's going on right now. I didn't, and after all, you told me everything was under control. I know I haven't been in the 20s, learned all about school, how the protest and riot is going to be the same thing. Is it going to be a civil war? Oh, I hope not. No, I'll never let that happen or say nothing. I mean, it is looking dicey. I'd say, I hope not. I sigh. But what was it like back then? Uncle P said the two of you went through a lot. Not a kid, will you tell me? Before I gathered my thoughts, familiar images started flashing before my eyes. Images of soldiers advancing towards me, my friends, weapon drawn, to people I knew, friends and neighbours being dragged through streets and murdered. Jeez. Shock and grief on the faces of fathers, mothers and orphaned children. I don't want to talk about those were dark times. Yeah, they were dark times. Something like it. Yeah, I think it's probably better to be honest about. Influence chair. Actually, never mind now. Tell him about the coup, yeah. was barely older than you are now. Studying law as a freshman, excited young. Just left the classroom. Then the sound of multiple vehicles approaching, and they got closer as their military camouflage trucks and tanks. Same soldiers that were supposed to protect citizens pointed their guns at us. They immediately took control of the facilities. One of my friends asked what's going on, was arrested immediately. More people got angry and gathering protests. Kept listening, shocking this place. Yeah, okay, we can probably leave out that bit. I was there with the protesters. They declared martial law. We marched for them. They threatened to use force, makes me go around. I stopped there and turned my head away from Frank. Tell me about the Civil War. Right after I met your mother, both joined the student council to push for change. Tried to stay away as much as I could. Two generals in the faction of the army started fighting each other. It's a bloodbath. Yeah, I stayed out of it. Yeah, me and my friends were shot, arrested. It's okay, I'm sorry I shouldn't have asked you about it. I don't understand how easy my life is sometimes. One thing though, I know that you managed to not take any sides. Yeah, they were pretty much the same. Raised his eyebrows, his curiosity is not satisfied, but since my reluctance to go on, he simply nodded. Sorry if I'm bombarding you with questions. I know I complain sometimes my problems are nothing compared to what you went through. They still matter. What problem? How can you be that oblivious? Yeah, I'm here to listen. Before Frank could say anything else, I heard the front door unlock. Deanna and Monica's voice sounds of rustling shopping bags for the house. Right, I'll be upstairs until dinner. Frank went in and dashed upstairs. I took a long sip from my beer, looking at the scene in the now setting sun. I hoped that talking to Frank about my past had been the right decision. Part of me felt as if some sort of burden had been lifted. I had the same nightmares again that night. Ooh. Green Act. Attacker open fire on protest. Jeez. Use a military grade machine gun. Gasoline turmoil. Interesting. Imperative Greenbelt awaits signature. Workers report under scrutiny. Industrial output concerns 12% lower and set to lose more the following year. Maryland's USP clarified demands from the government and party Congress. Prisoners riot, Antel Rock, which was eventually suppressed. 4 guards, 21 prisoners died. Jeez, how many people are in this country? A lot of them are dying. Narble. Presidential visit. Presidential state car. Road. Trying to sow courtesy of Narble in the nice Region for Rural Development Forum. Mountain Sea was infinitely one of Sauron's ports, had a gritty edge. Even after the discovery of gas and oil, years of neglect were apparent on the building's general infrastructure. So Gassam was part of a corporation. My task this forum was mainly symbolic. Fake smiles and handshakes with oil barons, me, local politicians, most importantly, making sure that Marl did not feel like it was forgotten. Soon so far, however, was a reflection that was neglect. The main roads to sea were not maintained well. There remained bumps and empty, discolored. Oh, we're going to crash. Navigating and swerving to avoid the inconveniences, our motorcade finally started nearing the city. As if my discomfort from the bumpy ride was apparent to him, Sir rolled down the partition window, arriving at Hotel West in a few minutes. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Need time? A moment Serge tried to smile under his moustache. Yeah, what's that smile for? So just want to say it's been great these last 2 months. My wife recently gave birth to our son, now my daughter started very good high school. Yeah, congratulations. Appreciate it, sir. I was worried I wouldn't be able to afford a good private school if she saw less than the entrance exams. Should have made my insecurity get to me. Very proud to have a daughter like her. Wow. That is just absolutely savage. So she must have gotten the smarts from her mum. I just feel very insecure in my employees. Jeez. She wills after she's the daughter of a lion and a lion. My daughter looked up to the First Lady for inspiration, not just limited to my daughter's search. Inspiration for all women in the country. So it must be hard for First Lady as well. Always attention to justice, new high-profile life for a husband that has great responsibility. Yeah, it's hard for both of us. Let's be serious, sometimes forget the important people in life between all the responsibility and rush. I agree. This talk is getting a bit long, though. Search continue for my own sons. I told you, sir, we named my son George. So he's very healthy. Yeah, this is very good, I must tend to... But yeah, this is taking a bit long. Of course, Mr. President. Search sign. What's something about the university? This is not... This conversation is still going. I say the comments going to be hard for us. Oh! That... I did not expect. Okay, so I can fix the promise. We'll say we'll fix the economy. It's hard or literally fund the education of his children. I mean, that certainly sounds like a nice thing to do, but that certainly sounds like a scandal. That even if using my own money. Yeah, President pays for his bodyguard students to go to school. Does sound dicey. I'll fix it, God. Anyone can it's you, Mr. President? Can I hit a major pothole and a bum which lifts us up in our seats? Yeah, he's been too distracted by talking. Yeah, okay, at this point he does need to focus on the road. So, drive more carefully, sir. Motorcade became approaching the hotel. Supposedly the best hotel in Narble, the large 25-story main building was undoubtedly one of the tall, more expensive buildings. It towered over the nearby slums and been target for protests when it was first built. Crowd was gathered in front of the hotel. Send my Narbal's top aides. Just with entry. Let's see you later, Serge. Sir. Share of Narble filled by lungs. Most immediately, everyone present in the crowd flocked over to me with an excessive display of courtesy, smiles, and handshakes while I donned the mask of a politician. A mask that I was very used to. Protests appear calmer. Good. Authorities made approximately 9,800 arrests nationwide. Jeez. Privatization proven successful. Sol needs to answer for his crimes. Calling for his trial. Bringing the underclaim set laws that protect him. Shocking misogynist rally. Counter-press showed up. Labour Union Rights March. What have we got? Young sword suspected of terror attack. Rifles hidden behind a newsstand. Jeez. Tree orders. Pledges financial and military aid to Agnolia. Oh, hang on. Right, they were the my neighbours to the northeast, who I was slightly concerned about. Report on reforms. So Richter, the leader of the reformers, outlined demands. Return his limited degree is very difficult from his party to stand behind the package. And Rizzi advocates for energy partnership for Swordland. It is sounding tempting. Alright, the diplomatic mission is currently happening. Briefing on the current welfare situation. Oh geez, the population there is only 300,000. It's got organised crime, lack of healthcare, police forces overburns, low literacy rate, and widespread protests. And I think it is actually the worst place in the entire country. 21st. Oh no, Rebel's 22nd, but doesn't have quite as many problems. No, I keep saying that, I keep being wrong. Ribery is 26th, although it is a tourist destination. A great holiday destination. Well, I mean, hey, if it's not crowded, nice and peaceful. Okay, briefing on the current welfare situation. City Hall. I talked with Sierra and Pascal. The mountains of Nile were completely covered with snow. As amazed by the scenery, Pascal walked Benny Wall. Sure. Author and government official, he wrote 8 books. Came to know his right to depict the struggle of Swedish life from a realistic frame. Elected to assembly, advocated for new workplace safety regulations. He turned against the president's management of the economy. Oh yeah, and he's now the Minister for Health, Social Affairs and Labour. My Minister of Health was somewhat ironically portly, having gained a few pounds since his breakthrough as a best-selling writer. Savage, the Minister for Health. Spectacular view. So well, the Minister of Education, who does not look happy about something, compared to him. Academic politician, Minister of Education, Technology and Research, progressive promoting educational reforms, socialist, staunch support of women's rights. A preference for trousers over dresses made the subject of much gossip. It didn't seem to bother him the slightest. Spectacular indeed. If you look at the opposite direction, you'll see what solves decades of neglect into the city. Most of the people work as far as they want children. They're breaking their backs for close to no pay, all thanks to greedy corporations. Attention to the working class, whatever. I'd much rather be in a whole sort. We can't really blame the companies. That's just how they work. I mean, yeah, we do want to help the working class. See my eye. Plus, for you to the real problems. Pascal nodded gravely, subject knew quite a bit about himself. His best notebooks were about the plight of Sorlin's less fortunate. Drawing for his own part. Don't you tell about my experiences? Yeah, we knew less fortunate, apparently. So you could at least sympathise, yeah. Don't have to be born poor to sympathise with plight of the impoverished. Much as Jeff should have been willing to recognise Sorlin's need for parity. Shouldn't be our first priority looking at how many higher ranking female politicians our country has. Appearances can be deceiving. Her voice sounded bitter. The Palalia's graph got to a current position. I don't necessarily believe the rumours out her and soul, but she never should have risen so high if she didn't parrot his cause. Wait, but that's... Oh. There is a lot of friction in this pie. Gloria Tory is an accent, the first female assembly speaker is such a staunch conservative. And then there's Alphonse's habit of promoting women to prominent positions to give Sorlin a progressive sheen while accomplishing nothing in reality. While women in places like Narwood deny any opportunity to advance, the government can use a handful of female politicians for wealthy families, myself included, to pretend their own obstacle to success is their own lack of initiative. Meanwhile, those of us who don't use our clout to help powerful men stay in power denigrate as angry spinsters. Ask you, Mr. President, does anyone care that you stretch Mr. God? No way. Yeah, leave Lucian out of this, come on. You made your point. Saying it's about time Hulse addressed the country's real issues. Rather than bowing to the wish of the hawks and fearmongers and devoting yet more resources. I mean, the military is kind of important, though. Welfare, health, and we don't have the money to fund everything. Hopelessness and lack of opportunities can drive people to extreme solutions. We're seeing increased crime, death, violence, and yes, rising inequality between men and women. Yeah, they must be attacked from different directions. Plain companies increase. Everyone wants an increased budget. We're gonna have to cut money somewhere. Could prove useful. We need to be doing a lot more education as similar issues. Another subject, proving the rights and works. The country proposed a draft bill. Mr. Clavin, serving a member as USB, the progressive faction. Yep, he's already agreed with this. Sounds like a costly bill. We shouldn't upset the businesses. Struggling to stay afloat. Yeah, there's always room for improvement. also a matter of life and death. Every decade we have some horrific actions due to employees' disregard for their workers' safety. So back the bill when it arrives on your desk. Yeah, I need to evaluate the contents in detail. Understand what you receive all section of the outline. Shall we continue our discussion? We've just been standing outside freezing to death. Meeting room is already prepared for state business. Small gift for each has been placed on the table. Yeah, one of Ciara's plans. Swedish education is free. We've had a very outdated system. We want to reform. The other important issue is lack of access to education, especially for young girls. Administration has the power to solve their problems. Get enough funding to be able to build schools in rural areas while cleanse our education system of its nationalistic indoctrination, sexist teachings. Yeah, what's the difference between urban and rural education? How bad is it? Urban areas have 3 times the number of schools per 10,000 people. Rural areas are suffering from lack of teachers. Yeah, that's not good. It's one of the most important problems we face. A huge part of the population is forgotten. What's the overall literacy rate? Okay, I'm going to take a stab and say it's probably like 60, 65%. Maybe 70? 80%, okay. Very good indicator of future growth, but needs to increase. It's also far lower amongst girls and boys. Most literate areas are Berger and Agland. Correct. A lack of skews statistic for the Nagas region. How many students, teachers do we have? About 5 million students, 3 million primary, 1 million in secondary and tertiary, and 150... That's very specific. We have exactly 155,316 teachers. How did they know that? Someone could have been fired or hired since she did the numbers. Solon is full of young and bright minds. Yeah, we should keep trying to make education available for all. Needs to be a change when it's being taught, help children ask questions, educate themselves. Thank you, I can fill the blanks from here. And now the healthcare system. It's free healthcare system except for a few private hospitals. Most populace receives adequate treatment, primarily appear in rural areas. The best to ensure citizens will receive the best healthcare they can. High infant and maternal mortality problem. Ugh. Yeah, what's the... Life expectancy is 65 years. Wait, hang on. How old's my character? He's born in 1903, I think it was? Maybe 1900? I forget already. But like, yeah, it's like 1898, 1900, so I'm already 53. That means I've only got, what, like 10 to 15 years on it. Infant mortality rate is a worrying 121 per 1,000 births. Whoa. Wait, so 1 in every... What, that's 12%. Jeez. Internal mortality is at 5 per 1,000. Okay, that's slightly less ridiculous. Sure, we're doing everything we can to save mothers and their newborns. The numbers are saddening. Agreed. Let's do everything. Looking very high on improving the quality. How many hospital beds have we got? Sorry, I just had to mute myself to yawn for a second. I wasn't expecting it. How many hospital beds are there per 10,000 citizens? 10 beds per 10,000 citizens. Compared to most of our neighbours, that is a very good number. I have no sense of scale as to how good that is, but... maybe it's higher in the countries of Agnolia and Welland. We obviously can't match Lesbia or Valsland. Agnolia and Welland shouldn't hardly be used as standard. It's good to know we aren't in a massive health crisis yet. How many doctors and nurses are we looking at? 31,500 doctors, 73,000 nurses. It's a high number, and I get the feeling Ciara is about to disagree with it being a high number. Oh no, don't be rude, but out of those numbers, how many are in urban and rural areas? Yeah, that's a good point. 10,000 in urban areas are about 11, in rural areas are only 3. Oh geez, so nearly 4 times less. In other words, rural citizens with medical emergencies have to wait an embarrassingly long time for their treatment. Thank you for the briefing. Sierra stood up and moved toward the window. She took a deep breath. What is it? Look at this impoverished city. The streets full of potholes, the hospital bare functions, school half open. This is not just about soul. Even Alfonso found this decay in Sorden's forgotten regions has been going on for many decades due to structural corruption which is fueled by capitalism. Pascal, what do you think? Yeah, this is not the time for an ideological debate. One cannot be separated from the other. The issues stem from the ideology. One or another, we need change order. Greed and unchecked capitalism will not magically provide for the people. Okay, so what are you playing then? Plans quite increase the government budget. We don't have the money to give everyone. Building schools is less fortunate ways and through fundamental change in the education system to unlock the potential of all our children. That's a good idea. Invest in the future of Swordland. Promotion of private education, upgrade additional funds. Yes, what cost must support the private sector. Okay, so what's Pascal working towards? Want to improve the low quality of healthcare. Create draft plans. I mean, the healthcare seems slightly more important. You know, we need to keep them alive first. We can do more with increased budget. Initially, he's got a privatization plan for healthcare. Yeah, isn't access already a problem? I think she realized critical was improving the quality. To create competition. You must realize that privatizing our healthcare system would increase the price per treatment and make access worse. She's not to promote or state control costs the people dearly. Expectation for our government is that we understand and focus on the needs of the people. Yeah, we're elected representatives of our people. Should we here? I don't sound cynical, almost all governments keep making the same promises. We must show we're different. Cover all necessary subjects. I wish to raise concerns about your scheduling with the Gaston Chairman and former President, Mr. Alfonso. An opportunity to secure better labour conditions. Was they negotiate the standards for workers already at rock bottom? President Lorraine Cannon must demand better. There's no incorporate significant contribution to job creation in now and other poverty-stricken regions. Oh, yes. Yeah, bringing this up will be a challenge, yeah. Try a diplomatic approach, deep down believe wants its best workers as well. Solve the concern raised by Warner federal labour representatives. Difficult to imagine seeing like how funds are giving benefits to workers but having gaining something. Yeah, they rely on us. In a way often sways perilously close to the status quo. Showing negotiations generally benefit the people. Inputs, door don't remain open. Yeah, I can't promise anything. Actually, the willingness of them to meet is at least a good sign. Keep you no longer. Drew won't repeat the same mistakes again. Good day. Some of the main events are scheduled to attend. The weather was noticeably cold, but didn't keep a group of US people from coming out to cheer us on the streets. By looking at the citizens of Tyre, it's easy to understand the current state now. Some people wearing clothes a few sizes too large, some kids not even have shoes, yet there was hope in their eyes. Excited to see their president in their city. Oh! The proposed repeal of the Energy Protection Act has been effectively defeated. Okay, so it didn't pass. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. That's, unpleasant. Repeal of the Energy Protection Act fails. Yep. Voted against 179 to 71. European reforms is completely against any threshold reform. This will lead to unwanted elements in the assembly and is outright against any changes. Oh, so he doesn't want the communists getting into power. Or into Parliament. Workers' rights bill need completion. Oh, so we're now in 1954, apparently. Praying for draft review. More mine disaster. Coal mine has collapsed. Underground fire had started due to neglect in the working conditions. Current death tolls at 82. Discuss. Oh, right, the island. Oh, argument over it. Acacia builds military base in Lesbia. Large military base we construct a Ravenous Island equipped with radar anti-air systems. Plans to deploy a dozen M3 ballistic missiles. Expect to accommodate 200 bombers and fighter jets along with an estimated 20,000 soldiers. Geez, that's a proper base. Alright, what have we got? Meeting, which is apparently going to potentially involve some money. That's what I can read reports. Labour strike at Gaza. Luco Wells initiate labour strike. Unhappy about the conditions. Okay. Communist Party and Labour Union have organised a strike. Yep. Now we got the meeting with the bigwigs. These intense meetings, I decided to take so much of my team time to recharge. Checked in with Lucian and Pierre back at the capital. They're working hard. Gus Major invited me to visit the Gassam headquarters. It was gas a prompt natural gas source. I know the neighbourhood's state of disrepair. Roads were bumpy, marked by potholes. The buildings surround us appeared run down and dilapidated. The entrance gates, cerebral mural depicting the Gassam logo being painted. Sounds like a great Adjacent to the mural, a group of individuals wearing blue work vest assembled behind what looked like protest signs. Serge skillfully parked the car, bringing our journey to a smooth and elegant conclusion. Gus grinned as warmly stepped out of the vehicle. Hey, Mr. President, welcome. Trust didn't overwhelm me with their demands. I'd be surprised if there were no demands or expectations. All about making deals, finding common. It's win-win solutions. Brainstorming or something, or investment plan. Do a few things, give the farming business with some subsidies, or could steer towards modernising. Developing crop beans tailor-made for the conditions. Kept talking as we go into the building. I get the appeal that Greenbell's been making the rounds, pretending if we put the brakes on that and funnel these funds into the plan instead, we make some real strides. It is certainly a tough call. That's all I'm asking for, just give this plan a fair shake. Noise coming from the building looks out nearest window. Sleek helicopter was cutting through the sunlight, cleaning off its polished surface. Oh, is this going to be Alfonso? On it was our next appointment. Is that a helicopter or just his ego with Rosenberg? That is not a sentence I have ever heard before. Display plays well to investors. Yeah, it doesn't look great to the farmers. Exactly the optics matter, we just have to decide who we're trying to impress. Spectre aside, before we sit down, there's one more assembly matter. The workers' right people, look, I'm all for giving hard-working folks what they deserve, but it's a bit hasty to push this while still stuck in a recession. Short-term wins might end up costing us big time in the long run. I mean, we do have to play this smart. Yeah, option seamless progress without rattling the markets. Yeah. Bring the idealism, I'll help shape them. Anyone has some exciting news? No. Am I going to be bribed again? Please, no. He's really pulled back from public life. He's fully focused on Gassam these days. Thinks Gassam is... Yeah, if it needs to be hands-on, yeah, then things can't be going well. True that seeing a lack of consistent growth. Potential to rival global corporations. Show me. Like a maze, isn't it? That's Quinali architecture. Always were lined with doors, glass panels, and revealed workers in suits and ties, many foreign origin busy in their pristine offices. Stark contrast to the blue-collar workers outside working with machinery, transportation, and maintenance. Yeah, most of them are out in the cold. Command providers high standard. It's the elevator. Separate entrance by the helipad. Remember, Alfonso's our friend. Here we are. Whoa, my friend. Alfonso. Who looks like, I don't know, a retired James Bond, kind of. So for a chain, a perfectly tailored suit that he wore casually in his pajamas. Gus, you old devil. Takes on no one, as promised, so boy, I guess of honor. Where's the rain? I hope you enjoyed seeing our facilities here. Yeah, sorry about the whole, taking over from you. Yeah, I'm curious to find out more about my gas stats. Same sentiment applies to the government's stance on energy policy. Discussions we can have. Please have a seat, let's talk. Okay. Multiple new financial reports were scattered on the table. Let me catch you up on my activities since I left office. Ventured in and immersed myself in vibrant culture and traversed the captain. Oh, so he went around an epic journey around the world by the sounds of it. And significant contributions to respective fields. I came out of it all with 2 words that resonate in my head. Reputation, legacy. That's 3, technically. 2 pillars embodied lasting impact to leave behind and we remembered by others. The cup of... Again, with what is with people looking out windows with majestic backdrops? Don't comment. Our image and our perception of key force share lives that they can also be burned. So, yeah. Gazed out for a moment longer as he contemplated what I'd said. Thinking about my own legacy and reputation, I refused to remember it as a failed reformer. Some years of my life into this corporation, I left it all behind to devote myself to serving the people. Serve you did, so much worse without me. Oh wow, he'd say it's too soon to tell whether it'll be good. Yeah, empathize with individuals who invest the utmost dedication and passion in work. Which I'm pretty sure when I want to change you self-effaced. That was I'm concerned about the future of what I built up. Yes, and we'll either have to decrease staff operations by 40% in 1 year or take on a crushing amount of debt. Jeez. Oh, so they're reaching out to foreign investors, okay. Yeah, it can be a double-edged sword. Appreciate perspective, we need to adapt to changing global landscape, bring new opportunity technologies, find the right balance. Appreciate coming though, Gus, getting busy, each another investment make a feat. Demand for gas is still increasing. Additional consistent supply. Some of our fields are operating only half their capacity due to resource limitations. 2 new fields that haven't even been tapped. My investment can expand. Investment could also come from Sword itself. The fact that leading privatizers are coming to a state to bail out his corporation is hysterical. Precisely why you invited to be part of this discussion. Oh, is this going to be with the energy bill? I was never against the complete removal of the Act, so I would sub up take our natural resources there at balance. This is not an either or proposition. Sorlin can invest alongside Rizian. Investing, yeah, that could be better than just letting them buy it all. Investing would reduce Sorlin's contribution while allowing nations to have a stake. As far as the situation is concerned, this path could be the most optimal. Sounds of sirens briefly distracted us. Through the window, we saw police cars driving down the street adjacent. We redirected our attention to the meeting. Oh, looked at me. Suzerain, the foundation for our robust partnership is right here. It's hard time we shift our focus towards selling this deal. We raise a minority investment, allow us to invest in further resource excavations, turn the country back to property. We'll be able to cover 80% of Sword's gas needs in 3 years. We achieve profits 4 times the value of the investment. 4 times? That sounds almost too good to be true. Yeah, we need to consider the international market. Strong strategy in place, competitive edge lies in quality and efficiency. This team been doing a hell of a job. Present your vision on lines with ours. We need to make sure this is sustainable. About points. Responsible resource extraction. Sustainability is a key part of our strategy. Propose investment for environmental mitigation measures. Oh, so he's not just trying to destroy the environment. Got to keep the big picture in mind. That includes our environment. Government choose to invest or gain a voice in the board of company decisions, even as a minority stakeholder. Beneficial arrangement. Yep, he's walked back over to the window. The moment you turn back to face us, his gaze will stay the expectation clear in his eyes. Time had come to make a decision. No gas must want to make history or not. Ooh, okay. And I've only got a budget of 3 currently. So I presume minus means debt, and obviously the other way means positive. So minimum minus 20, maximum 30. I think... I mean... Wait, no. Was the other ones we wanted to be friends with? Wait, no, that was... I'm already losing track of which countries are which. Hang on. It's not a good sign. Yes, never mind. It was... Oh, yeah. You are quite wealthy but weak military. Does it sound like the ally with fake Russia? Potentially. It's a bit of a worry. But it also sound useful. And we could use some more money. Okay, we'll co-invest. See what happens. Joint investment, a wise choice. What do you think, Mr. President? Reduces our risk, strengthen our ties. Discuss any concern regarding treatment of workers. That's right. Substantial support, having improved local conditions. Fonzo nodded. You can just go. No, I have no interest, and just leave. But I have no interest in talking about workers' rights. Yeah, the public elected us to do this. Sometimes people may not always recognize what's in their best interest. Have a proposal in mind. Okay, so you get better housing, healthcare, and extra education. Wages need to be increased. Contribute to local charities. One is obviously what sounds the best, but I get the feeling Alfonso is going to like the least. 4 is just ignoring the problem entirely. So then it's a choice of 2 or 3. Increase the wages you cut into their projections. Charity is probably less effective overall. I mean, he does care about his legacy, he said. You know, contributing to charity is certainly a good... Do that. Or is that too cynical? Sure, let's say it. Share concerns, yes, it's committed to implementing sustainable practices. First time committed to supporting local charities. Commander must address the source of the harm. Could agree more. Of course, we're fully committed to ensuring our operation. Who's going to interrupt? Suddenly, the meeting was interrupted. Quiet moment of conversation from outside the room grew louder, followed by the sound of hurried footsteps. A member of the private security team entered the room, his face taut with urgency. Oh no. He approached Alfonso and leaned to whisper something in his ear. The world nodded. Suddenly, his gaze me moment serious intensity. Gentlemen, it seems an unexpected situation outside. Some protesters from the union blocked the main vehicular exits. Horn and Starless seem to be leading the group. It'd be difficult to leave the way we came without causing trouble. Well, that's a pickle. What's our move? Have a oh, yeah, but leaving by helicopter doesn't look great. Is there no other way out? No way out through a dangerous hilly terrain or the sewers. Someone's welcome and rushed in. Oh, my driver's rushed in. I've discussed the situation with the presidential guard and the police security. They're advising us not to go out the way we came back in. More police on the way. Oh. Come with me. Where is he? Word of caution. Now, Sorted today reckons I'm risking sovereignty. Initiative investment boost. The BFFs are apparently under new leadership. Oh, brother of the infamous fallen leader. So, what am I going to do for my escape route? Decide on how to leave. Ugh. Volatile situations emerge. A sizable crowd of protests amassing. Their grievances, fueled by underlying tensions, present a complex scenario. Decision and course of action. Fly away with his helicopter, which basically looks like we're running away. Or address the protesters and risk it potentially turning ugly. Ugh. I mean, I was literally just talking about how the optics of the helicopter were pretty bad. I'm always tempted to address the protesters just to see what happens, but... And again, ignoring my own security forces is not ideal. This game is very good at giving you difficult choices, whereas not one obviously better option most of the time. You know what? Let's risk it. Let's see what happens. As we stepped out of the towering front gate of the gas facility, I immediately became aware of how tense the situation was. So I stood to my right, his silhouette barely distinguishable from the moldy edifice behind us. Serge stood to my left, his eyes scanning the crowd with the precision of a hawk. Security had drawn their weapons and anticipating for him, bristling all around the perimeter. My presidential guard and Stark Conduct stood tall and unflinching the entrance, shielding us from the sea of angry workers. Shouts of the crowd were deafening, the hostility palpable. Star and Horn stood at the front with fire in their eyes. Deep breath, I prepared to address them. Gus extended... Where did Gus get a megaphone from? Was he just carrying this in his suitcase? Is this something they carry around if the president needs to use it? Boy, if you... Oh, wow, I can just go, wow, look at all the security forces. Here to listen, engage. We're here not to placate you with false promises, but to honestly assess the reality. That. I'll get that one. Today's visit does not mean all your problems will disappear overnight. Empty words reign. You've shown us nothing concrete today. We're fed up with your hollow round. There's emergency megaphones instead of fire extinguishers everywhere. All talk and no action, is it, Mr. President? How long must the workers wait for real change? Take it from the guy in front of the protest. Yeah, that's where it came from. Now hold on a moment. President Ray is committed to bring out real change. His action and decision demonstrates clearly if it doesn't fit your narrative. Is it so? Manger always seen a decision to favour the likes of you and Alfonso, not the common workers. It's the right narrative, Mr. Manger, about ensuring a fair, dignified life for working class, something your policies consistently failed to do. Oh wow, I can just go, you're an academic and a lawyer, what do you know? That sounds like a really stupid thing to say, even if I did believe it. Change is often slow and gradual. Focusing on now or images when tangible changes. Yeah. Words and more words. What do words need action, not prompts? So what? Am I going to turn around and blow up the building with a rocket launcher? Like, exactly as the working class soldier is still waiting for those actions. Wasn't he going to bow out elites for works episode? We're literally building the highway for you people. I suppose actually that was somewhere else. Fair point. Was that Mr. President? What about this campaign finance bill? It's director pay. Oh boy, this is getting uglier. It's clear from your active community education you don't fully comprehend the scope of the challenges. You neglect of our nation. We haven't even started on the healthcare system yet. Mr. President, we demand that you support the upcoming Workers' Rights Bill. Labour Force will be watching your next move closely. Furthermore, we want reform. Reduce the election threshold and change the constitution to make it a more democratic and fairer nation. Okay, so what options we got? Oh, wow, geez, we've got 7 options. That's a lot. So I can go, how dare you? You have no idea how much I've sacrificed. We must recognise our country can't solve the problem at once. I mean, that sort of line doesn't seem to have worked on them so far. We're here, we're listening, that sort of sounds similar. Yeah, business bailout was a necessity to protect the livelihoods. Yeah, didn't make it likely. Quiet murmurs of discontent began to ripple through the crowd. The workers' face seemed to turn even stonier. I could feel the tension growing. The press of our guards did little to reassure me. Suddenly is this the same reporter from before? Yep, it is. Locals of Narble suffer the impact of gas and for years. Concrete safe as gas no take for the benefit of the local community. Yeah. Yeah, so plans continue contributing local charities. Worst off will benefit, yeah. See, I'm on your side, you can stop whining. Also, yeah, the worst off will benefit. I could hear the crowd growing restless. They once again broke into discontented murmurs, punctured by occasional shout. Charitable contributions that all Gotham can offer. While the effort is appreciated, these gestures will to address the structural inequalities faced by workers. We need systemic change, not charity. That is true. What we need is not a one-time act charity, but sustained commitment to improving the living conditions and wage disparity. Gotham's charity must not use a smoke screen to cover their ongoing exploitation. Oh, the Red Youth had arrived. Here we go. I was realised this was no longer a mere protest, it was a symbol of a broader, more potent struggle. Police began reorganising their ranks, adopting defensive postures. Could you shed some light on the possible deal between the Swedish government and Royals Kingdom of Brizia? What the hell are you still doing here? It's about to get ugly. Okay, so go. That's confidential, which is going to greatly anger them. Actually, I'm not seeing any good options here. I think I've handled this badly. Honestly, they're not going to care about international cooperation at this point. Using financial pressure. I mean, 3. The question is, would they even believe me if I said that? Yeah. Partnership with Rizzi, you are aware of the monarchy's history of stamping out disagreements with brute force. Watching this current investment closely, a government responsible for keeping its partners' worst tendencies in check. Close by, notice terse exchange between the security officer and member. Oh, don't tell me security and the presidential guardian of the fight. Surge craned his neck. His present situation is growing increasing. I should have just flown away on the helicopter. As bad as that would have looked, I'm not sure it would have been worse than this. You're going to expedite your departure. You know, running away is just going to make this worse. Says right, the crowd won't gain calm if you stick around. Got to get to safety. He's seriously defeated. Okay, speed double stands yet fail to understand the complexity of governments. Easy to criticize the sailors. Can aggravate you undermine the effort to bear their conditions. Utopia you dream won't materialize by mere rhetoric or no further comments. Ugh. I mean, 3 does kind of sound like saying we're smarter and better, so you should agree with this. 2 is basically using spring discontent. Yeah, this is. I'm always tempted to say 4. The ominous music is also not reassuring. One is not a good idea. 3. I mean, I'd certainly say it's a fight to get anything done. No, Derpy Doug. Perfect timing where I'm stuck in a very tricky decision. Oh. I mean, honestly, saying nothing is probably the safest option here. All of them feel like they're poorly, yeah. I think I was meant to handle it better than this. Definitely not 1. Saying nothing isn't going to get you stuff, though. Yeah, that's true. Oh. Okay, let's do it. We'll do 2. See what happens. One final question: was your true personal relationship with Alfonso? Out of nowhere, a man lunged towards me from the crowd. Woken back, Sergio sprang in front of me, he swiftly tacked the man to the ground and pinned his hands behind his back. Just option 4, freeze in panic. I mean, that does sound kind of realistic. Give him hell, let's get out of here. Everyone. I don't know, but 3's gonna work. Then again, it's only 1 person. Oh, let's see what happens. So, left my days checking the ground, turns the guard, look for throw into a scene for. Protect the president! His voice carried the screams of the crowd, the guards tightened the circle around me, hurriedly pushing me towards the safety convoy. Everyone remained calm. Oh, wait, so Star was trying to call them back. Police security force rushed into the melee. Oh, wait, was it one of the red youth people who tried to take a swing at me? So they were trying to aggravate. Into calm, Mr. President, we're leaving now. Katerina and Dennis raised their hands and plead for calm. The words nearly lost him in the turmoil. Stop the cops isn't going to help. Back off, trying to make things worse. Staff and I was swiftly escorting a convoy. The protesters and police scattered as our vehicles plowed through the crowd. Screams were seen in the background and left the chaotic scene behind. Jeez. Ugh. That was stressful. I imagine the news is not going to be too impressed. What's this game about? Basically, it's sort of a choose-your-own-adventure visual novel sort of style thing, where you get elected as president of this country, fictional. And yes, it's been interesting so far. 2 different billionaires have tried to bribe me. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court basically wanted to do a deal with me to make me even more powerful. And it has been, let's just say, depressingly realistic in places. The economy is not looking great either. Yeah, like I mentioned before, it's... What I've seen so far is very good at not having an obvious right and wrong option. Well, there are some options where it's basically you want to be an A-grade jerk to everyone. But apart from those, it's often... It's unclear which option is best, but not in an annoying way. Like how, for example, the very first law that I didn't veto, I missed that it basically excluded 2 other parties from funding. The economy is almost like Australia. Well, the history of this country is that there's been a couple of coups. In fact, I was actually beaten by the police as a protester, as part of my backstory, which you can also choose your backstory as well. Like, you can be part of the protest, you just stay out of it. And yep, the highways are halfway constructed. Man, but I just... But interesting, it seems like the politicians and leaders weren't the people who caused the fighting. Oh, apparently the speech was found lacking substance and clarity. Unprecedented incident. Hostile individual done swiftly. How have I forgotten to speak since yesterday? By body unpresent driver, alarming accident took place. Surge, working class hero. Another good example of the economy investigation, yeah. Risked his life to protect the president, and minus the working class role in keeping the country running. Oh, so the radical is praising my bodyguard and driver, but not me. Gasms, yeah, they're not happy about the charity contributions. Stability Order of 1954, in order to stop the operations of destabilizing youth organizations. Oh boy, here we go. Investigating the influence of the Young Swords and Red Youth. Post-assassination unrest conclude. Neither group has officially organized or endorsed illegal actions, but several low to mid-level leaders have linked to inciting incidents. Ban the swords, ban the Red Youth, ban both, or don't ban either. I mean, banning the Red Youth looks like retaliation for the incident outside Gassel. Banning both technically seems fair, but also is going to annoy a lot more people. Yeah, they haven't officially organised or endorsed illegal actions. I mean, the problem is the violence is just getting worse. Ugh. And swords are very much a traditional thing to use. Yeah, ban swords. Yeah, right-wing Nationalist Party, number of armed attacks, alleged connection with other insurgent forces. They're both slightly dicey. I'm sort of stuck between two decisions of if I was actually in this sort of scenario, what might happen, and what I want to see happen for the chaos. Or I suppose what's the senseless decision as opposed to the chaos, see what happens decision. I mean, it is getting out of control at this point, but the question is Bang them even going to fix that? Is it just going to make it worse? Yeah, I think... Yeah, I agree with that. Either both or none. Let the FBI equivalent loose. I mean, the problem is the authority... It's getting ridiculous with the amount of attacks and... I think... Okay, we're going to ban both. We'll live with the consequences. Human rights. Security laws are relatively strict. To really clearly meet prohibition of criminal political organizations. Administration announces ban on young swordsmen and red youth. Strictly forbidden to carry symbols, clothing, anything that causes a person identified. 2-year sentence. NFP leader and yeah, the leader's strongly opposed. Oh, and Richter was opposed. Great, the reformists aren't happy. Political freedoms restricted. News came out of nowhere. Blaming instantly deaths of violence caused past months on both organizations. Both organizations made a joint statement against the decision. It is a rare sight to see two sides of the political spectrum come together with President Reagan receiving criticisms about restricting... Oh, great, so I've managed to get both sides unhappy with me. This is going swimmingly. Youth band and young swords band. And let me guess, we're going to press conference. Oh, finalization. Oh, the anti-red youth and anti-young swords operation. Seeing the thousands of police officers conducted cease and desist operations, closed hundreds of offices and affiliated businesses. Judges have given orders to block all bank accounts, freeze all assets. 2 separate shootouts of lightly wounded officers. Most of the organizational capacity of both entities have ceased. The green bill has been... Oh, right, the one that all the business people don't want. The sustainable approach to industry in Grooney. Impose stricter regulation on industrial pollution. Raised offer tax breaks. Businesses are going to demonstrate significant reduction. It's a lot of money. I knew it. I'm going to end up turning to the dark side. It's going to... the graph is getting very alarming. Ugh. You know what? Let's do it and live with the chaos, I think. Green Act veto pragmatic move. I'm guessing the radical is going to say the exact opposite. Veto a misstep. Finalization of the drafted constitutional change. The other thing that's going to be really difficult. Big red button, yeah. Finally push the big red button. Form community finally tangible results. Ironically, the thing I should have pressed the big red button on, I misunderstood, so I didn't press it on the very first bit of legislation. Draft change about to be presented. Think about the huge decisions. The secretary greeted me. Oh, maybe Derpy Dag. How are you today? Also, right, you use the veto you want to get rid of. Yes, that is very true. Or limited. Well, limited the veto, technically. I think one of the proposals was make it so that a supermajority could bypass it. Conley, how are you, sir? Wow. I'm married, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm about to make stressful decisions. Sorry to hear. Also taking my colonel to something on mind. You have 8 reform plans. Might anger a lot of people. Let's just say nothing's been decided yet, because that is very true, because I haven't even seen what it is yet. Keep me informed. Okay. Peter, Lucian, and Nia arrived. Good morning. Mr. President, good morning. Modifications will be starting the process. Yeah, over the points are in discussion. First 2 sections, nothing else has been agreed on. Okay. About section 3, it's about the impeachment process of the president. Currently, in cases of high treason breaking the Constitution, the Supreme Court may impeach and try the president. Wait a second, so if I took that deal with the Supreme Court, could I basically just have done whatever I wanted and they wouldn't get rid of me? Most reforms upon the impeachment initiated by the Assembly, they think they don't have any power over potential rogue presidents. Yeah, the Assembly should have oversight. It's particularly dangerous for you in this case. We're going against the old guard. They were looking for... Oh, right. So even if I do succeed, the old guard might try and get me then impeached. Yeah. The court can have me impeached for this. So we're already trying to hit you since they're aware about the current wind of change. We aim to cooperate with some of the judges, make sure it doesn't happen. Make sure the old guard won't control court any longer. Section 4. Currently, the president is free to appoint anyone for the members of the assembly. Nobody else is involved. Wait, so I could... Wait, does that mean I could technically appoint Sol as one of the ministers despite him, like, living on Ireland for the last 15 years? That's going a bit far, I agree. I mean, we can have a confidence vote, sounds like an idea. That's my suggestion as well. Short reformers would completely support that. 5th section about an infamous electoral threshold. Marriage reforms want to lower the threshold as much as possible. They find a 10% threshold to be anti-democratic. It's a delicate manner. Not even Alban wants to change the threshold. It will destroy our party in the long term. Knowing 10% threshold is what allows us to control half of the assembly with around... Yeah, we only got, what, 32% of the vote, and we've got 52% of the seats. Yeah, do you think it really hurt the party? It's a national matter, not a partisan one. Matter both have the Communist Party and the Workers' Party getting more than 5% vote. Might mean opening their way into the assembly. That might mean we'd lose our majority. For our own democracy, the reason we're dying for, we have to accept it. We can't allow communists. We can't just give away our majority, or don't we? We'll be even more popular. That's an interesting strategy. Yes, we could lose our majority. We were so popular. OCM is attack. It's Oceania. It's the acronym used for it. It's like, so it's like Australia, New Zealand, and bits of other countries. I mean, 2 sounds like the simplest solution, but also sounds a bit, everything will be fine, nothing could possibly go wrong. We'll be even more famous. Sure, let's go with it. We'll be even more popular. Hope it works out. I'm the only optimistic person. That presidential decrees Japan, more limitations to the president's executive powers. Richter wants them completely gone. Bring some limitations, only be used in emergencies. Make it depend on naval act for the assembly. As long as we have a majority, nothing really changes. Yeah, but they're going to know that. Long term, term limits. Just go term limits. Let's see. I want us to include previously non-existing term limits. We can't allow someone like Sol holding his seat for 2 decades again. People keep electing one person, that means they really are content. The mass is scared of change. Even Sol knew you had to leave. We took a long time. Yeah, I'll take my time and seriously consider the options. 8th section. Question about the immunity of the judges. While the anti-old guard Simmons priest now talks to take away the immunity would give us authority. Do you want support taking away the... Yeah, it must be independent. We just don't want them to be utterly opposed to everything we do. Well, I agree that the current court members are problematic, There's no way to resolve it. The law is supposed to ensure the judiciary's independence by giving legal protection so they can't be pressured. Well, they need absolute immunity, but look what reality costs. We've got to deal with the most corrupt Chief Justice in the world, no chance to deal with him. Why do I get to be impeached but not them? I mean, that is a fair point, that if I'm... Exactly. We're tough to persuade the judges with this. Savers may not to cooperate with you. Believe you're going to get rid of Martin. And the last question about the Souls Lacy. Basically, his member of honor law gave him absolute immunity even when he's retired as a permanent member of the assembly. Luckily, he doesn't really attend anymore. Which judge is a member of honor? His legal immunity state also covers most of their expenses while providing security. Can only be given to someone by an absolute majority vote in the assembly and the president. Only Tarquin solves that time. He basically gave it to himself. Yeah, but this has got to go in the bin. Keep the title but take away the immunity clause. I agree, we should abolish. Every president should gain that title. I mean, 3 sounds a bit half and half, really, when that's been getting him into trouble so far. No, I think we chuck it in the bin. That's what Mr. Rain decides we need to work together. Thank you all for your input. I buried myself in the papers. Here we go. The 9 choices. According to Article 7782, the President may veto a bill or return to the Assembly written statement. Consequently, the President's absolute veto can be overridden. Move or limit. Okay, so we can't keep absolute. Or, I don't know, maybe if there's negotiation breakdown. I think, yeah, we'll say 3/5 majority can override. Move Supreme Court's voting rights. Yes. Oh, so it's based on the comments I made earlier is why I don't have some of the options. Makes sense. Do not change. Is not responsible for actions except in case of high treason or violation of the Constitution. May impeach with majority. Yeah, I think majority in both. Constitution. So we can go do nothing, confidence vote, or the Assembly nominates. The Assembly nominates sounds a bit dicey. I literally just end up with random people in the ministry. Sure, we'll go confidence vote. Point Article 50, political party needs a minimum of 10% of total vote to win seats, are redistributed proportionally. Increasing the threshold may allow the Workers' Party of Bludia and the Communist Party to be elected. 8, 3, and do not change. I think I'll go 8%. Or I could be a bit daring and go for 3%. No, let's do it. Presidential decrees. Presidential decrees of many subjects. Remove presidential... Yeah. Making the assembly... I mean, if I'm lowering the, if I'm lowering the threshold to 3%, it's going to be a lot hard to get the kind of majority required for an enabling act. So sure. According to Constitution, the President shall be elected to serve 4 years, having no mention of a term limit. Introduce a limit of 2 terms or do not change. Now let's go for some chaos. Do not change. Immunity of Justices. I'm just imagining how chaos it would be if they could be impeached. course they do not change. Ah, the title, right. I'm going to say, every president becomes a member of it, remove the immunity. Does not change, abolish. It's going in the bin. Absolutely agreed on that. Are you sure? Oh, I don't know. Made the final change proposed, I'll show it to my team. Ready to changes and discussed it. We can speak afterwards. Some amendments ready to be proposed. I have to say it's two. New electoral threshold will be really difficult for the party to accept. Sure, will be tough to get all their support. Some members may try to openly fight. We'll figure it out. Do the rest to make it work. Any other comments? Do they have any problems? Me neither. Okay, so they seem to like it. That's good. I thought I was expecting them to be unhappy. Best of work with wording. The reputation of the most expensive change proposal will be bulletproof. Also have a hard time convincing others to oppose it. Must introduce the proposal to the party. Those first talk to leaders are both conservative and reformist wings. Clavin supports reform of Winnie, and Tory will be a problem. Any advice? Well, we promise just captain the Moritz and the conservative against us. She makes demands you may need to give in. Thanks for the advice. Good luck with the party, sir. All shook hands, I left the room. Is there any news reports on it? Oh, Sword and saying Victor's victory over Rain. It's the first time in history the president called to work with his rivals. Energy preparation on the way for a festival. Well, and what have we got? Meeting on the Energy Protection Act and some multiple issues. I'll deal with business council members. Well, on that slightly stressful note of how that constitution is going to go down, I will wrap up here. Because I have to be up in about 10 hours for some roadcraft tomorrow with Spitzy, Capac, and Grunts. And then on the weekend, more of this. See how badly it goes trying to get the constitution through the assembly. So yeah, I will see you then. Bye.